out the original heater tubes. So these run from the rear of the chassis where the engine is to the front where the heater is in front of the cabin. Now these are completely rusted through and they're in really bad shape. I've got them out of the chassis when I was restoring that, and they were braced in place. Now I don't want to replace them with steel, so what I have here are two 1 meter lengths of aluminium tubing. These are 15mm outside diameter and have a wall thickness of 1.5 millimeters. These are a little bit longer than the originals, about 5 centimeters. I've just got them a little bit longer just to have a little bit of extra room. So the first thing to do now is to put these bends in. I've been looking at quite a few options, but I will show you what I've got in mind for that. Now we also need to bead the ends. On the originals, only the front was beaded. I have a beater, but the inside diameter of these pipes are a little bit too small, so I'm probably going just to weld a little bead around the ends. The way that I'm going to bend the aluminium tubes is by using a conduit bender. This is an old one that I found lying around here somewhere, and it happens to be roughly the right size. But because this is 6061 T6 aluminium, this is a very hard temper, so we need to anneal it to make it softer so it won't split when we bend it. I've already tried one, and this is the result. As you can see, it's a nice smooth bend, a little bit of kinking, but not too much flattening, and it's a nice bend. So this is what we want to achieve with the other one as well. I've marked out where I want the straight line to stop, so the bend will start here. I marked this with a permanent marker to anneal this, because roughly the correct temperature for annealing aluminium is the temperature where the ink of the permanent marker will burn off. So we'll mount it in the vise. We just use a blow lamp like this. And we'll start heating it. So now the permanent marker has roughly burned off, so now we're just going to let it cool, and then it should be annealed. Okay, so let's take a look at our conduit bender. As you can see, I've put some grease in there, and I'm going to make sure that there's enough grease in there on both the forming part and the little shoe. So the reason that I grease this is because I don't want to damage the aluminium too much, so that it still has a nice appearance, and this will also smoothen the movement of the bender a little bit. The aluminium tube is cooled off, and I've smeared a little bit of grease on the tube as well. I've put the tube bender on the ground because it's much easier to crank. I'm also going to take one of the originals just to see what the bend is that I need to achieve. I've also marked on the bender where I think that 25 degrees is, because I measured the angle before I started. So we'll slide the tube in the bender and we'll stop when this mark reaches this. This is the end of the straight part. Like so. So now all we have to do is to crank it and stop when we think we've achieved the angle that we need. I think that this is right on the money. So now we're going to release the bender and see if we get any spring back. If we do, we need to add a little bit more. So we'll check it. You see that we need a little bit more, because this one is a little bit more. So it's a bit of trial and error until you've reached the correct amount. As you can see, this is close enough for me. So 2 tubes with the correct bend in it. Now the top one has a compound bend. It has a bend in this direction, then it has a bend outwards. But if I remember correctly, this shouldn't be a problem once it's in the car. This is just to get the tubes a little bit outwards, but this will work just as well. I've already installed one of the tubes, so now I'm going to install the second one. We'll just slide it through the rear. And once we get to the front, we need to rotate it. And then you can slide it out all the way. So these are the new tubes installed. On the rear, they have the correct length as they were originally. So they run through about here. On the front, they are a little bit longer, and the reason for it is because originally they would come to here and it would be very difficult to get a hose with a hose clamp on there. So now we have a little bit more room. Now, because these are aluminium tubes, I can't weld these to the chassis or brace them like the original ones were. I'm going to install these by using some P-clips, stainless ones with a rubber lining, so it will keep it in place. This is the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. In the next video we'll take a look at how to make aluminium coolant pipes. In the meantime, you can visit my blog to take a look at some more photographs, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel so you won't miss the upcoming videos, and I hope I see you next time. Goodbye!